it's a small city, but it's condensed. So all the students are living here in Dublin. Now when they do their study tours, which are all done through FIE, they take study tours out to the west coast over here. So they'll be going to Galway and they'll do the Cliffs of Moher right over here. And they'll drive along the coast, which is a very beautiful scenic cliff drive. As well, they'll go to the Aran Islands over here, which are Irish-speaking islands. Very scenic, but you have to get there via ferry, so be warned. And then they'll also do a weekend trip up to the north there, so to Derry and to Belfast, and they'll learn about the conflict of the North and the Republic, which is particularly prevalent at the moment given everything that's happening with Brexit. So very interesting for the students to still be able to do that while there is no border, because it's going to become more difficult as time goes on, I think. Historically, Ireland would be more used to emigration than immigration, but in the past few years, with all of these large companies coming in, there's been a massive influx in population, particularly in Dublin, with the likes of Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Amazon. All the major tech companies are here, as well as we have the Apple headquarters are down in Cork, down here. So there's been a huge influx of people coming in. Now, it's also because the Republic of Ireland is still part of the EU, so anybody from the EU can actually come to Ireland and work. So as long as you are from a country in the EU, you can travel and work freely, which is wonderful. So it's become a very international city. When walking down the streets, it's very common to hear other languages. The most common languages you would hear would be Portuguese, because there's a large Brazilian population. Polish, we have a lot of Polish people. Italian, and obviously English, and then if you're lucky you'll hear a bit of Irish, but it wouldn't be the most commonly spoken language unless you're over on the west coast, where it is the first language they learn. In Ireland, because it's such a small country, both in population and in size, the farthest you would drive to get somewhere is about 3 hours.
You can take a bus or a train and it'll take you anywhere across the country. It's super easy. It's about a 2.5-hour train ride to Galway, about a 3-hour train ride to Cork, so it's a super easy transport country.
We visited Belfast and Derry and Galway and Inishmore, and then a group of friends and I went on a trip to the south, to Cork and Kinsale, and we were able to visit Charles Fort there, which was really nice. It was beautiful. And then for Reading Week, I took a trip to Italy with some of the girls in the program, and we went to Naples, a small town outside of Naples, San Antonio Abate, and then Rome, and then Milan, and then we went to Como, which is outside of Milan.
So one of the great things about Ireland is it has become a famous filming location. The most famous at the moment would be the Game of Thrones. So if you're starting here in Dublin, you're going all the way up to the north there, and that's where they film most of the Game of Thrones, along with different places in Scotland, I believe. But you can go up there and do the tours. You can see the cliffs that they film on, the old dark hedges. So there's wonderful tours for the Game of Thrones that go up there. As well, if you go out to the west here and you go to the Cliffs of Moher, it's a bit of an older film, but Princess Bride was filmed there. It's the scene where he's climbing up the cliffs to save the princess. So there's been a lot that's been filmed there as well. There's also a lot of fairly famous Irish films that are still filmed in Ireland, which are wonderful to watch and give a great idea of what the country actually looks like.
This place is unlike anything I've ever been to.